13 flight controllers. Listen up. Give me a go, no go for launch. Booster.
Go.
Retro.
Go.
Vital.
We go fly.
Guidance.
Guidance go.
Procedures.
Go.
Inco.
Go.
FAO.
We are go.
Capcom.
We're go fly.
Launch control, this is Houston. We are go for launch.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to tonight's entertainment.
Good Sunday evening, everyone, and thanks for joining us tonight. I'm glad we're actually starting on time, 5 minutes early, actually. And the go live time is good and ready to go. Looks like we got a good mess of people out there. Want to go ahead and give some shout outs to them out there. Mr. Ice, Laska, Alexander and Chris, Eddie, Pepsi Cola, Rich, Sledgehammer, Chris Young, and Shivya, I think it is. It's hard to see. It's got a super small little cover there. So hope everyone had a good weekend. I know it's always too short, and unfortunately here it is again, ready to go back to the grind.
Don't remind me, please.
Well, unfortunately, it's that time of the season to go back to work. So
I don't want to go to work tomorrow.
I don't either. But somebody's got to pay the bills. Somebody's got to take care of all those people coming into the country here in a few months or weeks or whatever it is. So
Days,
yeah, for their free health care and everything else. So God bless them.
Wish I could get some free health care.
Yeah, I wish mine was free too. So anyhow.
We got free Frenchie care.
Yeah, I wish the dog care was free. There ain't nothing free with them little turds. They cost a lot to take care of. Mm-hmm. So I released the video just a little bit ago. It was kind of a simple one. It was a residential call.
People are happy to see me.
I'm sure they are.
Hi, Rich. Hi, guys. How's it going?
Are you done yet?
Yeah, I'm done. That's all I needed.
You sure?
Yeah.
Positive?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm good.
So anyhow, I released a video a little bit ago. It was a residential. It was kind of one of my little turds sitting in the toilet that I wasn't ready to flush down the internet highway just yet.
Laska wants to know, how's the ammo crisis over by us?
From what I've seen, there's nothing on the shelves because everyone's so happy about the way things are going. There's no worries here at all. Everything's just fine. Okie dokie. So
He's been drinking a lot of Kool-Aid.
this is my entertainment side coming out right now.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, ain't no problems here, man. Everything's good. We're having a great day. I'm getting practiced for tomorrow. How you doing? Doing great. Everything's wonderful.
He's got the mask on.
Yeah, got my mask on. Yep. Keep it under the seat of the car just in case you need it. You just got to keep that mask on. Because nobody really cares anyway. So, it is what it is. Now that you've interrupted me 3 times, tell me about the video.
I didn't watch it.
I didn't figure you did. So
I'm too busy watching conspiracy movies.
Yeah, let's make sure we show everybody that side of you.
I'm doing research. Hey, I'm thoroughly entertained, and that's all that matters.
Why don't you tell everybody about, well, let's not talk about that thing because it's not, because we'll get in trouble.
We can't talk about those things on the internet.
Well, I'm not saying everything you watch. I'm talking about the thing that's not a...
oh, we can't talk about that either.
Yeah, they probably have keywords there that would trigger things.
That would just get people triggered anyways.
Yeah, it probably wouldn't be good. I mean, I've already seen some of my views go down, and I wonder if it ain't from some of the things I said here.
That's because I wasn't on last week.
Well, that, and I think I got on the list. I mean, you can get on the list, the YouTube list. So it's the Cancel Society. So
Cancel culture.
What was that rock group we seen earlier?
Steel something.
They had a song called F2020.
It was quite entertaining.
And there's a lot of other interesting songs about...
They are quite dirty, like very dirty.
Yeah. Quite interesting because, I mean, they were talking about female parts and things like that. And looked like they're from an 80s rock band of some sort.
But they're not. But they that's their whole MO is that they want to appear that they're an 80s hair metal band, but they're not. They're like a 21st century version. Steel Panther, yes, Laska knows who they are.
Yep, there you go.
So Pepsi wants to know, he said he saw your video on the gas furnace. He was wondering about the heat exchanger, what the condition of it was.
I didn't see anything from the primary side. I mean, I've tore them apart before, just because you can yank the whole heat exchanger out probably easier than I could take the burners out. But they looked fine from what I could see. I didn't see no disturbances in the flame, anything like that when the fan came on. And, Sir Gallahan, I think we talked about that last week. Was that you that asked that about the PSC? You can't change ECM motors to PSC. Is that what you're wanting to go? Yeah. With any of the furnaces that I've worked on, I mean, yeah, there's a few out there that, the old ones that had separate boards, but like Carrier, if it don't have a motor hooked up, it's going to just shut down because it doesn't find a motor. And then, so there's no way to get around it.
Someone wants to be on camera, apparently.
They want to spend the money to have a fancy furnace, then they're going to have to spend the money to get a motor. So now my Linux, it's a G32V. It was like a Gen 1. I think it's a -1, -2. They had like -12 or something stupid.
Laska said, don't get me started on the Carrier Infinity systems.
It's one of the best ones out there. I like the Infinity. It's awesome. I just don't want to deal with it after out of warranty. But, you register it and you get 10 years to not worry about it. So ain't no big deal. After that, you might as well just put a new furnace in, but, it's all good. So no, that answers the question. ECM, no, can't usually do it. Very few can.
And Mr. Ice was asking if you do residential a lot.
It just depends.
Frequently?
We've got, we hired an extra guy last year, so I don't do as much as I was. I've been complaining about doing it for the longest time, so they've been pretty good about trying to keep me off of it. But if it's that or go home, I'll go run the call. It's not a big deal. It's just, it always seems like it's the same thing over and over. Dirty flame sensor, bad heat exchanger, plug condensate trap, wasn't vented properly, drain issues. Low on charge, leaking coil, just the same stuff over and over and over again. So whatever.
Same old, same old.
Hunter King is asking something there. Why don't you read it off to me?
He wants to know what your favorite scope of work is in HVCR.
Refrigeration's kind of been my favorite for the most part. I'm kind of, getting more accustomed to it now that I'm on my 6th year of doing it almost full time. But even that, the stuff that I'm showing videos on is kind of getting boring. So, I like the ice cream stuff here and there too. So that's coming up here in 2 months. But usually anything refrigeration related.
Laska, that's not very nice.
What?
He said hit the like button or the doggo gets it.
Yeah. You hear that, Chloe? You're going to get whacked if they don't hit the like button.
That's not nice.
So, yeah.
One of the other guys said, Steel Panther, big headliner in Vegas, not recommended for children.
Yeah.
And he's an HVAC headbanger for life.
Nice. That was not my cup of tea. I was into hip-hop music when I was in school and all through the 90s through 2000s and stuff. But DJ dance music, everybody cleared the floor when I played that rock stuff, unless it was something like Pour Some Sugar on Me or something like that, Otherwise, just clears the floor.
Pro C said he's got 12 inches of snow coming their way in Iowa tomorrow.
Lucky you.
That sounds delightful. No, thank you. I hate snow.
Yeah, we've had a really weird summer. It's not been summer. It's been a really weird winter. It hasn't been real super cold. The other night it got down to 15, but we're back into the mid 30s again. And if we keep lingering around that 30s range, we'll never get any major calls coming in. I mean, all the stuff that was going to prematurely break is already done broke. And so not a whole lot is going on. We got PMs that are bigger, that are like all day things. So if you get done with something in midday, then you may not have much to do after that. So Pepsi Cola, that sign right there is done by the magnificent Rich. He did that sign. That is his workmanship. It is also the cover of my Facebook page group, which is HVAC Survival. So if you guys haven't got into that, and you can read to answer the qualifying questions, which is, we ain't a group full of a bunch of pricks, then I'll accept you. So I want to make it a fun group that we can share things, help each other, and not be a bunch of asshats like some of the other groups are. So
yeah, and I hear that lady moderator in that group's a real hag.
It probably is. Winch bag.
JD has a real technical question for you. He wants to know, can you take apart the thingamajiggy all the way to clean out on the heat making doohickey?
Well, it depends on which one you're going at, because if you go to the whatchamacallit down by the thingamabob, then you got to be very careful. It takes a special set of pliers to be able to get into that, and a 14-ounce wrench, and a 32 millimeter metric hammer. So if you get those things, you should be good. But otherwise, it's one of them things.
Very technical.
Chloe was not impressed.
Apparently not.
You got big ears.
Let's see.
You got big ears.
Sir Galahad wants to know, have you ever repaired an ECM motor?
I have seen the, goodness gracious, this MOV, metal oxide varistor, the black thing that usually burns out. You can buy those. I wouldn't do it for a customer, but, for myself, maybe, yeah, no big deal, or a friend, but I wouldn't do it for a customer just because the liability, it could get you in a lot of trouble if something malfunctioned. So
this is interesting. Ike made comments. They made Kool-Aid in the commercial ice machine the other week during class.
I don't see anything wrong with that. That'd be kind of cool.
Nice little slushy action going on.
No, it'd make ice cubes.
Kool-Aid ice cubes.
Yeah. It would, the sugar content of it might make it a little harder to freeze, but because it's got to go a little colder than normal to get it to freeze, because the sugars will actually act as an antifreeze.
So how did it taste, Ike? I'm curious. Let us know. Let's see what.
And Shannon, I'm pretty sure it's an MOV, metal oxide varistor, not a PTC, positive temperature coefficient. So I think it's basically they're using it as surge protection is what it's for, because I think that's what it's taken out, because you can buy them that go in line with the power line coming into it. But yeah, I got extra ones just in case.
So Chad asks if we're using a 720p cam by chance.
No. You know what? What is our, we should be 1080. Where is, God, there's a setting somewhere.
Yeah, I don't know how to tell you to get to it though.
I thought it should be 1080.
I have no idea.
I don't know if it didn't ask me in the stream setup, I don't think.
And Craig asks if you do any VRF work.
Some. I'm not real great at Mitsubishi. I still have to call for help. So.
Twisted Candles just made it in. Hi, how's it going? Laska said the neuter valve might get in the way of the metric hammer on some models.
Yeah, but that's the reason why they came out with the Canuter valve. So, yeah, you called it a neuter. He did call it a Canuter. You got me confused.
I thought maybe the K was silent.
No, it's Canuter valve.
It's really a Canuter valve.
Yeah, everybody knows what the Canuter valve.
I've never heard that before.
Well, then you're not on the inside.
Or seen that. That's quite interesting.
Everybody knows about that. That's like the first tech question they give you when you walk through the door. Whether you know how to modify the Canuter valve.
Anthony, I've not seen your name before, Anthony. So he said he just got back a little while ago from a no-heat carrier, 90%. Ouch, that was my in-ears. Down fired to almost 2.2 inches water column and possibly bad secondary. They has to go back tomorrow to investigate further, and it wasn't looking so good.
Is that up there, or has it gotten lost? I don't see that up there. That was
right there.
Oh,
where
there
your
it
mouse
is. You got
is.
so much. You rattled so much stuff off. 90% column flow, 2.2. Was that LP gas, was it, or was it natural? Got to go back tomorrow and investigate further. You know what I do on the carrier? I just yank the freaking blower motor. Look down at the bottom. They tell you to yank the draft motor and look inside there for delamination, but if there's freaking residue and stuff on the secondary at the back and it looks like it's rust coming through, it shouldn't be there. I condemn it. So, and then they get a
You
whole new. You
condemn it, huh?
I condemn it.
Okay, well,
I condemn it to the carrier hell.
now that that's settled, folks,
Then you get to build one because they were too cheap to build it at the factory.
get off your soapbox.
I
babe.
hate that secondary. I hate the whole damn thing. I'm glad they finally came out with a new one.
Ike said that the Kool-Aid ice cubes turned out great. He said he'll send us a video.
I want some in the mail. Pack them in dry ice or something. That'd be kind of nice.
Good luck with that.
Yeah, doesn't hurt to ask. You receive not because you ask not.
Tony wants to know, on your recent video on a Lennox, would you run a combustion test?
We really don't carry the combustion analyzers with us often. Where I use them all the time is when setting up, like, say, some of the high efficiency water heaters where they have to be adjusted to the proper O2 level and stuff like that. Otherwise, I mean, it's not that common that you usually need it. I mean, it's, $1,800, $2,000 piece of equipment just to haul around in the truck. I mean, it's just, I know it's right up there with the stay under 500 micron thing and always using nitrogen. Not everybody carries a freaking analyzer. I mean, it doesn't happen. At least nowhere I've worked at, and I've worked at least 4 or 5 different places, and nobody does it. You're lucky they even check the heat exchanger when they start up a new water heater. So, but maybe it's just my neck of the woods. I don't know.
JD wants to know, do you have an affiliate link to the 20-ounce wrench needed?
I could try to find that for you. I'll just give you my PayPal or whatever, and then it'll be in the mail.
Okay, so here's 2 really good questions. The second one, I don't think you've ever been asked before. The first one, Sir Galahad wants to know, do you repair air conditioners on automobiles?
I do on the side some. I don't look for the work. I mean, if it's a recharge or something like that, I'll do it. I'll look at my own stuff. I mean, if somebody brings it to me, it's flat, I'll pressurize it with nitrogen, see if it holds, scan it. If it's anything leaking in the evaporator, you need to take it to somebody. I don't want nothing to do with it. So the only thing I'll do is recharge the thing. I don't want much to do with it. So, I've worked on several. It's just not my thing. It's a lot of work trying to get the dash out, and then yeah.
So here's the other question. I don't think you've been asked this one before. Hvacr wants to know how many Bitcoins you have.
None yet.
Yeah, so we kind of sort of looked into Bitcoins, but we really don't understand that whole thing yet.
The thing I don't like is okay, you have to have a wallet. And
Bitcoin wallet.
And people know that number, and then to set it up, you've got to give them all your information. So, like, what's the point? It's supposed to be all secure, and it's supposed to be all private, but it don't sound private. And what's backing it up? I mean, it's just about as worthless as our American dollar. So I have a feeling that, I don't know. I don't know enough about it to intelligently talk about it. I've heard about it taking a lot of computer power or some crap, and I don't know. The way it was explained to me years ago didn't make sense, but I don't know.
Yeah. Let's see. That was uneventful.
I thought it was cool.
It wasn't. I can tell you. Rich said he was able to show one of his boys how to use a torque wrench today. That's very exciting.
You turn it until it rounds the edges off and snaps. That's a click you're listening for.
Jeff says he wants to know if you work on the new, is it Liebert's Copeland scroll load and unload rapidly. Any input on those?
That's a digital scroll compressor. Not a bunch of Lieberts. I think the one Liebert we got, it's in a computer room. That one's just a standard compressor. The digital scroll I've worked on, is on an Aeon unit at a school. It was a geothermal water. It's water to air. And then the other one is a makeup air on a VAV system carrier. What was it, like, I forget how many tons. It was a big one. And that one there too. So all it is just on or off. It's not as bad as it sounds, but what is bad is trying to get help on that stupid thing. It's not in the United States. You talk to a guy whose name's like Mike or George, but you can barely understand him. And I think he was in either Vietnam or I forget where. But it was funny because you're like, yeah, my name is George or Mike or something. And it's like, dude, what's your real name? I just break it down. It was kind of funny. And, he actually tried to tell me that, yeah, you can change that solenoid on the side of the compressor without recovering the compressor. Yeah, don't do that. Thank God I didn't trust him on that one. So you got to recover it if you're going to change that solenoid. Because the first thing we tried to do was replace the solenoid because it wouldn't every time lock up and go into full 100% mode. And so it's constantly load, unload, load, unload. And yeah, we ended up having to replace the compressor. It was what was bad. So yeah, but we tried all the cheap things first.
Let's see. Pepsi wants to know, have you ever been called to a gas furnace where the gas valve wouldn't close?
No, thankfully. Usually they're redundant. They got 2 solenoids in there, so had plenty that don't want to open up, but not so much for the not closing. That'd be bad stuff right there. What are you doing?
I'm trying to post this.
Why? Who are you posting it to?
Reddit.
What to Reddit?
Nothing.
Don't be posting stuff to Reddit. I don't know those people over there. I'd be embarrassed.
Whatever. Let's see.
They're different over there.
Chad wants to know if you use MAP gas.
Yeah, that's my yellow tank. You've seen it in the second video from this one. I just use it for everything. I'm always, go hot, go big, get on, get off. So yeah, MAP's pretty much all I use.
That's what she said.
I know. Where's she go though? That's what I'm wanting to know.
JD wants to know, can you take apart the burner assembly completely to clean it out?
On what brand?
I don't know. I don't know if he's talking to someone else in chat.
Talking about the
I'm just looking for questions.
Ream? The Ream one's all one-piece burner.
Laska, he's looking for his Bitcoin balance. Instead of zip screw balance, they're looking for his Bitcoin balance.
Nice.
JD, you can get wicked good deals on the dark web with Bitcoin.
There you go. I'm sure those would be 100% legit.
Yeah.
You can buy a new social security number too while you're at it.
So this guy said his son bought Bitcoin 2 years age, just made $70K profit this week.
Yeah, I've
Wow.
heard that. Here's what don't make sense. Okay, so when you're ready to cash out, what do? You go right back to the cash that you didn't want to begin with because you were afraid it wasn't worth nothing. So that's the thing. It's just like even buying silver and gold. I mean, it's like, well, okay, you got to trade it back in to get the money to buy something. So you're right back to the dollar again. So it's like that kind of sucks. I don't know. There's some other ones. I know China supposedly is going to a digital currency and they're going to dump the dollar. All the petro nations over there are going to switch over to it supposedly, and then we'll be forced to do it. And then that starts the process of tracking everything you do.
You can't talk about those things.
Yeah. Well, eventually,
Those are secrets.
they'll just implant it in your forehead or your right hand, and you won't have to worry about losing it anymore unless somebody whacks off your hand or your head and takes that with them. But, it's all good.
Sir Galahad wants to know if Harbor Freight's any good.
Harbor Freight.
Depends. Really.
I like their stepping drill bit because they're cheap and they usually work. What else do I got? Their paper towel holder's pretty good. It's got magnets. It's kind of cool.
holder.
It's green. I got a green one, I think. It looks kind of cool. What else?
So he said
A socket set. I don't mind the socket sets. Those are pretty good.
so the same guy that was talking about
Big ones.
Bitcoin earlier said his wife made her 100% down payment on her new house in San Francisco with Bitcoin.
And it's getting bigger in places like that. You remember, we're in the middle of nowhere, Ohio.
Yeah, I would be surprised if people I don't even know how to even go about buying Bitcoin,
Yeah, I don't know.
let alone people in this area that have Bitcoin.
I mean, there's places that you can buy, I think, some silver and stuff like that with it. I don't know.
JD, he said it's all worthless, just made up value.
Exactly. I mean, all of a sudden, think about how trade and stuff worked back in the day. I mean, money stick, they literally used a stick with certain notches on it. I mean, it's pretty crazy. I mean, money in general is just something of perceived value. Why is silver valuable? Why is gold valuable? Just because you can't find it? Well, why is it valuable? I mean, really, in all reality, why is it valuable? Who chose to make it valuable? And why is that? So silver can be used for manufacturing and stuff like that, but otherwise just jewelry or something. I mean, the shit tarnishes. It's not the real resilient. So I don't know.
So Pepsi wants to know if you've been called to a water heater yet, and if so, if you've actually found a water heater where the combustion pipe is just disintegrated.
Are we talking commercial?
Or residential, I'm guessing, either or.
Well, I don't know how to go about that. Where is that at? Sometimes I can't follow you when I'm just listening, so I need to see it. I mean, I haven't done a whole lot of water heaters, mainly some boilers. We got some...
You've done more residential water heater stuff.
Yeah, but there ain't much to them. Just a gas valve and a little restrictor plate, and out, whoosh, it goes. Other than the...
Mr. Ice wants to know if you've gotten any of those new gray refrigerant tanks yet.
Not yet. We bought pallets and pallets and pallets of refrigerant.
So you guys are good for a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know how much we got.
And apparently JD says he looks forward to serving his Chinese overlords with lappy faces.
Yeah, it's all good, man.
He's been drinking the Kool-Aid for quite some time.
Silk Road, man. Check out the Silk Road.
Oh my gosh. Like, you want to talk about, oh, thanks JD.
He's my number one supporter, you know that?
You are.
You're awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, that is like we were hooked on that since listening to that this morning.
Yeah, it was searching for the Silk Road, and then we found this investigation into this one guy. What was the guy that owned this Silk Road?
I don't know. You're the one who found it.
It was crazy. I mean, it's
and
like...
he was literally reading what this expose from like this court case or something, and it was all like true.
It's all true. And how well, you never got to the very end yet.
And it was better than a soap opera. Let me
well, it was
tell
an
you.
hour and 15 minutes long, and it was a sting operation. And
it was good
between
stuff.
the two organizations that tend to play in that area, that was louder than I'll get out, and delayed.
It just alerted Pepsi.
Huh?
Pepsi was like, "Did Streamlabs fail to alert everyone that someone super chatted?" Nope, it just went through.
It's
just
slow.
It's just slow.
It's slow.
Like me.
I don't get it.
I don't know why either.
But anyhow, it was an interesting video. We probably should finish up before we go to bed. That'd be a great bedtime story.
Because when you start to figure out who you think who done it and who's in on it, someone else gets introduced.
A lot of interesting
it's
stories.
Very interesting.
A lot of interesting
hooked.
stories.
So Brandon asks, "Are you down to Boogaloo?" I don't know what that means.
Sounds familiar, but I don't know it.
Is that code?
Probably.
I think that's code.
Yeah. About the most we're doing right now is Telegram, Signal, and Clout Hub. So I did find a cool app called X Recorder, so I can record what my screenshots are doing in video, which is something I noticed Dave seems to use on his videos. I don't know if that's built into an Apple phone, but so if I want
It
to,
is
it? Well,
Yeah.
I downloaded an app so I can do it. So now I can, like, if I want to show what my readings are on my smart probes or whatever, it'll record it along with everything else that's going on. It also records your voice as you're talking, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah, so like I can have it like my little record button here automatically, and it'll start recording.
Wow. I wonder why they do that. That's for like that sneaky operation stuff when you want to record
Yes.
something people didn't want to disappear. Or they wanted it to disappear, but it didn't disappear.
So Jeff said, he said, awesome dog. His niece apparently has a Frenchie. He said, and he's schooling going on. He's off work healing from a work injury. He's almost healed. Man, that stinks. I hope you're healing up quick. No, we're empty nesters. We just have the 3 dogs at home.
Is he talking about schooling for us or schooling for HVAC? Put everything in context.
No learning here, bud, other than like conspiracy stuff. I'm schooling that way.
No. Don't be doing that. Don't be talking about our secrets.
That's the only education that's going on here.
There could be overlords. The HVAC police,
Yeah,
HVAC FBI.
That's because Joe, Canada Joe could be watching.
Did y'all catch me mungle my word there? Washed. I washed it.
You washed it.
I
Is what
washed
you said.
it. I washed it.
You said washed it.
No, I washed it out. I washed.
I thought you said you washed it in your video.
Washed or washed, whatever.
You said washed, and it's always wash.
Is it wash?
Yes.
Wash the right way of saying it? I said wash.
You said wash.
Wash. I washed it. Well, it took me forever to break myself of this one. Taken care of versus tooken care of. I used to say tooken care of, and I found out tooken is not a word.
Your English, in terms of using the correct form,
Public education.
I have that too, bud.
Well, you're younger than me, so maybe they changed it when they went to those intelligent
Doubt
things
it.
like that fancy math stuff.
Doubt it, bud.
I don't know. We just cruised right on past it. You guys didn't understand it. We went right on to the next subject.
So Sir Galahad said, will you take the COVID shot? No.
Not after what I'm seeing, but you do what you want to do.
And just so you know,
It's not it's not what you think it is.
it is not a vaccine.
No.
Just so you know, it's not a vaccine. And that's all I'm going to say, unless you guys ask for more. Pepsi, this is a good one. He wants to know, what is the oldest HVAC system you have ever seen?
I've worked on gravity furnaces, with no blower. They're still out there still in some places. Floor furnaces. I don't know if y'all seen any gravity furnaces or floor furnaces. Those are gravity with no fan on them. And literally you got a big grate in the middle of the floor and the heat comes right up through the floor. Burn your feet if you step on the metal grate. I don't know if y'all seen that before. But that cycles off of a limit. You usually see it in older houses, smaller older houses, But the gravity ones, the people love it. And what's really weird, you ask the people, what's your gas bill? And the gas bill a lot of times is not very outrageous, which makes no sense at all. So makes you really wonder how much you're really saving on some of these higher efficiency furnaces. And it's usually off of a power pile gas valve too. So it totally, and I had ones that basically didn't require any power at all. So, the gas valve was power pile and there was no blower. So it didn't matter if the power went out, they could have heat, which is kind of cool. I've had ones where they had valves that you can manually open up and run them. Had a little thing on top and you lift it up and you literally could open up the gas valve manually and let it run. But I started, like I said, mid 90s. And so a lot of those furnaces were 30 years old or older. So that would put you 9 versus 3. That puts you somewhere in the 50s to 60s range. And there was nothing to go wrong with it. So
another question, which this one's really good. This one guy asked, he said, not sure if anyone asked you this, but what are you planning to do to better yourself for 2021?
Learn something new, hopefully every day, but sometimes it's every other day. So I'm always trying to. Right now I've been preoccupied in my mind with a lot of stuff. So I haven't been reading my book that I've been wanting to read, that refrigeration for HVAC techs or whatever. I started to. I thought I was actually going to read it for once because usually I get all kinds of magazines and things like that, and I never read them. I look at them, then never read them. So, but I'd like to read more into that. Actually, one of the guys I work with who is one of our best guys. He's super smart on the big stuff, the centrifugals and things like that. Me and him's been getting along really good. So he's been sharing a lot of knowledge with me lately and stuff. I don't know if I finally proved myself or what, but he's been really good to me lately. And so I hope to learn a bunch of stuff from him because, he's who everybody goes to if there's any issues, and he's our main guy for the centrifugals. He does our big industrial stuff. He's who I check with when I'm doing my grocery stores. So I'm kind of positive that things are finally turning around, so it never hurts to have friends on the inside. So I'm hoping.
I like John's answer. He said, do less drugs.
Yeah, I've never done those. I'm a puss. I've always been more into money. Hey, Ike. Thanks, man.
Oh, thanks, Ike.
Cool, man. Sent the video. Sweet. Maybe it's in the freaking email or something. Yeah, grocery stores, refrigeration confidential. Yeah, they aren't bad. It's just there's a lot of controls in there that I'm not as used to. I did them back in 2001. They didn't make no big deal about it where I was at before. And these are the stores now that we take care of at a different company now. This other company owned or took care of them before. And everybody worked on them there. Nobody kept anything secretive or anything like that. And, a lot of these are all Comtrol, and they're finally getting switched over to the Emerson thing. And, it's just learning a lot of the things. A lot of things you need to know, how often do you need to really defrost? Why is that electric heater in front of that evaporator and the fans don't shut off when it does it? It's just like, that's weird. I've never seen that before. It's just a lot of my stores are really, really, really old and ancient. These things are converted from 502 to 507. So everything I'm working on is ancient. Old turds. And so, there's a couple of them we aren't even running on a fully functional control system. The main heads are like shot, and we're getting ready to switch them over. And thankfully, when they finally do it, and luckily it's local, it's not very far from us. It's just hectic because they want to get the guy in and out that's going to be the fastest. So I don't get to work on them a lot when during the day, but I go and call tomorrow, so I'm sure I'll get some. But yeah.
Ted's in chat. Hi, Ted.
What's up, buddy?
He liked that I call you Bud earlier.
Yeah, you're dirty like that.
So yeah, no, Jeff was
Yo,
talking
yo, yo.
about when he about schooling. He was talking about HVAC training.
HVAC training. As far as I know, Stolding's going to be coming into our shop here in the next month or so. I think we're going to try to train a few other guys because, like I said, we're going to be taking care of. We could technically take care of all of Northwest Ohio if we wanted to, and that's just too much area to cover. So we're trying to get some of the other guys covered in things because, it's quite a long ways to travel, and we subcontracted some of it. So we got that coming on. You always got the carrier classes if you want to take those. Those are free for us because we're a premier dealer. I've been to the Mitsubishis a couple times, but I'm not a real fan of that, so I won't waste my time going back to it. And then what else is there? We already been through the chiller stuff. We just went through another safety class thing. There's nothing in particular. I'm due for a generator class again. So, I just took the test, which got me an extra year. And now they're forcing us to go back to the class again because they want you every 2 years on that, which if you want to sell them and you want to be able to do warranty, you got to get this stupid thing. So they're going to gank us for another $900 or $1,000 for their class to tell me how a freaking generator works after I've been working on them since 06. So whatever.
Yeah, we'll have that.
It is what it is, whatever. Especially now. For us in Ohio, like right now, it's not crazy busy. Our slowest time of the year is usually starting about right now, going into February and March. Depending on what the weather does, we can start doing AC checks sometime in April. But this month and next month are going to be our slowest and crappiest months for us. We're pretty much nonstop all the rest of the season, all the way around, and that's why I like about the ice cream, because in March that's when all the stores are getting ready to open up, and so that gives me a lot of work there on that. So I just did a startup down in Columbus. I mean, that was like almost a 2-hour drive for me, which that's highway driving, at 56, 58, 60, 70 mile an hour, stuff like that. So around our parts, when it's all country driving, it's, I know some of these big cities, it took 2 hours just to get on the other side of town. It was only 3 miles away. Not for us. It's no traffic usually, or nothing major. So it's, when I say 2 hours, it's like freaking 2 hours hauling ass and you're just sitting there. So, hey, you ain't paying no attention. You're being rude.
I'm trying to find something for the fine folks.
How's that going to be? You get mad when I read ahead, and now you're not reading ahead.
So.
Nest thermostat, don't sell them. Yeah, I've heard that.
Let's see what else is in here.
I don't know. That's what's funny. Since they're
yeah, they want to ask if you ever want to get into Mr. Ice. I like this. Remember, you can't polish a turd, but you can roll it in glitter.
I like that.
That's a good one. I do
that is
like
good.
that.
Freeze that thing and put it on a stick.
Yeah, and roll it in glitter. Let's see. So Jeff had another really good question. He said, "Can you go through an approach method on a chiller barrel? He used to know it, but he forgot. He's not a chiller guy."
I know the superheat is done differently. The superheat's done off the discharge side because there's no suction, so to speak, because it comes right into the ass end of the compressor. I am not an expert on chillers yet. I've been through the class 2 times now, and when you never work on them, it kind of, slips. I learn everything usually on the fly anyway. I don't retain it that way. I'm better off following wires and watching them, and seeing where things go, and then see what their logic thought process is. So yeah, I'm sure there is a drop across it, kind of like, on the geothermals where, like on geothermal, depending on the temperature of the water coming in, going out, it'll have a certain amount of degree drop or rise depending on whether you're extracting or rejecting heat. What are you doing?
I'm trying to find something.
What are you trying to find?
So, Texas Bassmaster, he wants to know advice for filming equipment. He wants to start filming and building an HVAC channel.
Use your phone. If you've noticed the last 3 videos I've done with my phone, I've got a GoPro 7. It doesn't look sharp. I don't know if my camera's crap or what. I don't like the way it doesn't look sharp, but it is convenient. And I've noticed it's killing my battery like crazy. So, hey, Refrigeration TV, what's going on? Basically, a magnetic tripod, a shorty is what I use. That makes it a lot easier. Just make sure you get your, watch what your surroundings are when you're recording. Don't show off. You'd be surprised what's in the background. You got to watch what you're recording because you don't want to get in trouble for it. And then,
make sure you're covert.
Yeah, you want to be covert. You want to ask for permission. Use discretion, I guess. Things like that. But you went down. She wants on her chair by herself. See if she goes over there. But that's what I use. I got, the thing I hate about the phone that it just kills it, but it's easier. Problem too with the GoPro for me is when you go back and want to go editing it, when you let it just record, you got to chop. Otherwise, you got a crap load of worthless stuff there in the middle. She's got my water bottle.
We'll get it from her. That's why you don't toss things. Chloe.
Bring it here. I can't reach it. I'll have to unhook.
Unhook.
I'm disconnected.
Yeah, what's up with that new chat name? It's instead of A-Team Adam, Rick, in chat, it says F-Team Adam.
Okay.
Yeah. Are you the fun team, Adam?
She's worse than a freaking kid. She wants back up again. You just sit there and behave.
She's going to drive you nuts.
I know she will. She'll paw at me until she gets what she wants.
That's what she's doing. She's pawing.
That's annoying. Do you have an iPhone set for 1080 or 4K? I run mine 1080. Half the time, and I run 60 frames. Half the time, I don't know. If you on my one program, if I don't make sure I got it locked into 60, it'll end up trying to take it to 24 or 30. It just really depends on what you like. Honestly, it should really be about the content more than anything. That's why on my videos, I don't spend a lot of time coming up with a lot of different music. Every time I put music in a thing, people bitch about it. So it's like, well, then what the hell's the point of even wasting my time with it? Because it takes time to do that. And then what else do they bitch about? I don't know. Everybody's got something to bitch about. That just seems to be the thing. I don't know why, but so I get right to the point. I could put on a real good show and all that other crap, but it's like it's so much more work, and you're forgotten after 1 day, 2 days. You're famous for 1 day if you're lucky, and then boom, because there's so much other content out there. It's like just get it out and move on to the next one, I guess.
So, one of Laska wants to know if you ever want to get into ammonia reefer.
No, not really. We got one system out there. We sent some guys out west to go to school for it, and I think that's going to be just like a lot of the things. You don't work on it, you're going to forget it, and I don't need that headache. I don't care to really get into it. It's just more hassle for me.
Let's see what else. Oh, someone said Nest thermostats, good or bad?
Everything I've heard is bad. Nest is bad.
Rich said to ask
bad.
Ted.
Yeah.
Ted just loves them, I hear.
Yeah. What it is, the dumb thing wants to shut down and things like that, and wants to use its freaking infrared sensor to know that you haven't passed by it in the last however long, and set back and all this other crap, and then I don't know.
So basically, it spies on you to see if you're home.
Probably. They said they used a thermostat when they were doing things with the machines. So went through the Wi-Fi for the thermostats.
Oh, that's right, they did.
Yep.
Was it a Nest thermostat?
It wasn't nothing to do with thermostat. It's just that was the network they used. So.
Oh, okay.
That or they linked it through it or something. I don't know, whatever. But that didn't happen anyway. It's all conspiracy.
Yeah.
Why do people call some Goodman units the brown turd? Is it because of the recip compressor? I'm assuming you're talking about their AC units, because they do make furnaces too. The Goodmans that I remember that were so horrible were from the 90s. just everything about them was cheap and garbage. And I think the biggest thing that most people hate about them is they sell to anybody and everybody. So there's no loyalty to the dealer.
Yeah, they're saying the old ones are brown.
Yeah, the old ones were, and they were total garbage. The new ones are better. I prefer not to sell them or deal with them, but they've gotten better. But I mean, you can only go, once you hit the bottom, you can only go up. And they either bought out Daikin or somebody, bought out somebody. Janitrol and Goodman, I think it's the same friggin' thing, honestly. I don't know. We never sold that garbage. I was always Lennox, Carrier, or Rude. Those are the main brands I've always worked on. So,
Hey, Ray.
Bream.
Haven't seen you for a while. How's
Okay,
it going?
Daikin bought out Goodman then. It's kind of like engines, that Bridge and Stratton, is huge, but yet they were bought out by, mine went blank. The COVID ate my brain.
The Briggs and Stratton was bought out?
Yeah.
By who?
That's the thing. The generic companies sell cheaper, so they do more business, and so they have more revenue, so they can buy the bigger companies that have the better name and reputation out because they don't do as much volume. So they sell, the Walmart mentality. So
John's saying Ray makes Fujitsu splits.
I don't know. The Fujitsu I've worked on are just nothing fancy. I don't even know if they were communicating possibly, but I haven't worked on a bunch of them. They're not popular around here. Nobody technically sells them. Everybody around my area is mainly doing Mitsubishi. You'll see a few Sanyos here and there.
Well. Imagine that.
Why do you distract me with stuff like that?
Sorry.
That's just going to get you in
There
trouble.
must have been lots of stuff dropped because it's taken me forever to scroll down and find this link.
Well, I mean, when I look at my phone, I've had 87 notifications, literally.
Only 87.
Yeah. 10 of them from Linwood. Yeah. And just so on and so on. That keyword right there probably just going to get me demonetized.
Probably.
Yep. Oh, it jumped up to 153 because I turned the notifications off so it wouldn't drive me nuts. Yeah.
And
Now
say
what?
it's been vibrating.
Yeah, I ain't been paying no attention for it.
Okay, so read that.
Old Carriers are brown rounds.
Look at what
they were a tan color.
What Jeff just said. CARO certification for
Where are you at?
the third one up.
Huh?
The third comment up from the bottom.
From the bottom. Third one up from the bottom. Got CARO certification
that?
for ammonia operator 1. Haven't used it yet. Went out west to Kansas. You have some Kansas thing or something like that. Work on Aeon? ? I've worked on some Aeon units at some of these schools that we work on. I like the way they're laid out, but there's some things they do that's kind of cornball. I hate the controls they put in them. These out-of-town companies came in and put all these cornball freaking control crap on it. So I don't have a problem with Aeon, and just like anything, it's all the same crap. You just got to figure out how they do things. Once you learn their way of doing things and you figure it out, I mean, yeah, 69 likes. Let's go one more. Smack the thumb. So,
Gee,
we only got
69.
one down.
Just what you need.
Holy schneishkies.
Oh, that's very unusual for us.
I know. We must be doing good for some reason. That's
Either that
sad.
or people just giving up.
They giving up. He won't go away. He just doesn't shut
He just
up.
keeps coming back for more.
He's back again. Why
Hey,
do we look
Knoxville.
so over saturated? Like not saturated, washed out on that one, but it looked really good on
Who?
this one.
Who,
Of course,
me?
that's probably that crappy TV.
I was gonna say I always look washed out
Yeah, but look at this one here.
because I'm transparent.
That one looks really sharp and clean and clear. It must be the TV. The TV's
It's
probably not set up
the
right.
TV.
What else do we got here? So I never did finish my freaking story. I mean, you've interrupted me every time I've talked about the stupid video I just released.
Oh yeah.
But I don't even want to talk about it now because you've
Oh,
ruined.
thanks, James.
You've ruined it.
I just interrupted you again. You said thumbs up
Can't
for your
imagine you
wife.
do that.
Thanks,
What?
James.
Talk when you do. Uh-huh.
Not Kai, not seen that name. Hvacr, not seen that one.
Welcome.
Air Foltz, not seen that name before. How's
Cool.
it going, guys?
They come over from the dark side. Not Kai. Yeah. I've
They're
not seen
trying
that
to
one
get
before.
Rick to 69 likes.
Yeah, it happens. What else do we got out there? Stump the guy. Yamo, what up, buddy?
Hey, Yamo.
You got to come over here and start working? The border's wide open. Come on over. We'll hook you up with all the good stuff. So how do you like the new DeWalt right angle attachment? I like it. So far, I haven't had no complaints out of it. I mean, there was nothing wrong with the other one I had. I just noticed it was smaller, and I thought, you know what? I'm going to get it. So I got it. And so far, I haven't lost it. I've lost other tools lately.
I was going to say, haven't you always...
I lost my grease gun. I lost
Speaking
my
of losing-
6-inch freaking Baco freaking wrench. I don't know where the hell that's at.
Probably where you left it.
Haven't done no R32 yet, not by or Kai. Yeah.
So I have a new idea, guys, for a new segment every week. What did I find in Rick's pants?
Brother.
I told you about this, remember?
Yeah.
Because it never fails. I always find the most random parts and things in Rick's work pants. Just
yeah, but
saying.
you got to decide how you're going to go about it. Because, I mean, some radio DJs did that on the radio where, tell me what's in my pants. And then he would sit there and tell them, he'd describe things and they'd have to guess what it was.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
Maybe we should do that, guys. What are your thoughts?
Yeah.
Lasco's like, oh, Jesus, that's dirty, Laura. What do you think, though? Do you guys like that where you guys have to guess what's in what I found in Rick's pants that week and then I give you extra zip screws for it?
What kind of snacks do you like driving? I don't eat hardly any snacks.
He's on a diet.
I know. I'm just on a lifestyle change because I don't like to eat.
Yes, it's not a diet, guys. It's a lifestyle
Well,
change.
as soon as you eat the normal way, you get fat again, and that's kind of. I got down to 170, and I'm at 187 area now. So, and then the last time I just went back on and went back down. So it's bars like this, stuff like that. I mean, the carbs and the calories and all that crap. This is Diet Direct, one of their programs. I used Optavia. This is cheaper and it tastes better. And for me, it's just easier to eat things that are prepackaged. So I don't eat any major crap. The worst I do is ice cream. And then I come home and I love fiery popcorn. And then what's my other sin?
Ice cream.
Ice cream. Love ice cream, but it's low fat.
Oh, speaking of which, so we saw that, what was it, that CIAO or CIAS?
Cauliflower crusted pizzas.
No, that
I like that.
That technology thing that they
Vegetable
have,
pasta.
and they have that new like your own soft serve ice cream maker from home.
Oh yeah, that was
and they
dumb.
said it was going to be anywhere between $500 and $1,000.
It came out like a rabbit turd or freaking.
It was stupid.
Yeah, it looked like garbage.
Chili pistachios, yes, he likes those.
Love them. Love the both of those. I like those and the regulars both. I like any of those are good. What's that? Blue orange wire nuts.
They're trying to guess what was in your pants.
Yeah, true.
So yeah, so I think we may have to do that. I'll have to describe things.
Skinny cow. That sounds like animal abuse.
It's not. It's
Rebel ice cream.
It's a brand of ice cream.
What's the brand I get? It's cheap. Tastes good.
I don't know. It's in the gold colored.
My mind has gone blank. The COVID got it again.
It's
It
in
ate my brain.
it's in the gold colored container.
Yeah, because I mean, there's none of those. It's not like any of the high dollar names like Ben and Jerry or something crazy like that.
Yeah, it's not Ben and Jerry.
Yeah, Alaska. That way they fall off. So what else we got? Bloom, I guess. Yeah. What else we got? Meltrix Meal Bar Crispy Apple is my jam. I never had that before. Keto, got 20 pounds, cool. It's similar to keto. Basically, high protein, medium carbs. It just go into a light fat burn, but I'm not in that stage of it anymore. I'm just kind of like trying to maintain. But then I got this coach guy that kind of comes back around every now and again and asks me, well, how many carbs are you eating? Make me a list of everything you've got. And it's like, dude, I don't want to pay attention to that. I know you'll just say that I did something wrong, and I don't want to take responsibility for that.
You don't want to be held accountable for.
Yeah, I don't want that.
Ate.
I want to be I want to be irresponsible like everybody else.
See what Jeff just asked. He said, "What's awesome? Cordless Milwaukee grease gun. Got a light, 2 batteries. Use only mobile 1 synthetic grease. Red Granger."
Nice. I don't got a lot of grease zerks to justify it. I've thought about buying it. I've got 2 of their fancy lights. I've got their 3000 lume and I got their 1500 lume 18 volt ones. I love the little square box one, man. That little thing does great. No, then I got that little 3 volt whatever it is on my bag, but that one's kind of disappointing compared to my Bosch. But otherwise, I've been pretty happy with my Milwaukee crap. It's been pretty decent. What else we got going? Have you ever worked on a massive HVAC in Las Vegas? Have you ever? No? I don't know if you're maybe not talking to me. I've only been to Vegas once. I'll work on anything. Just gotta figure it out as soon as you see what's going on. Hood ice cream is good. Interesting.
JD said buy all the tools, Rick.
I've been looking for stuff. I just haven't found a lot lately. Haven't found anything I really, really want. I got the 12-volt circular saw, and man, I'll tell you what, I can rip 3/4-inch plywood that thing. It's almost hard to just justify maybe getting the 18-volt version. So I got the 6 amp hour battery and 12-volt, and that thing, it does awesome.
Oh, here's a good one from Hunter. He wants to know the worst HVAC scare.
Anything that would that possibly could result in property damage. I remember having a propane furnace not light off all the burners and it built up gas and scared me and threw me against the wall.
Whoopsie.
Yeah, what else was there? Yeah, I remember when I first started, really didn't know what I was doing thanks to the school. Tried to light a mobile home furnace and did not realize that it was dumping gas in there, and that blew me against the wall. That was fun. That kind of scared my friend's mom to the point where she didn't want me to work on it no more. So yeah, but that was in my beginning years. I don't even know if I'd graduated yet or not. It's hard to say. What else? Snap-on wire stripper crimper combo is my new tool. I've seen some of them that look pretty nice. I'm still between that yellow handled one I got and my Klein. I looked at the Snap-on ones and I was willing to pay stupid money, but it's like they really aren't much different. Having an oil furnace reset by customer and filled with oil, and I came in to get it fired. Great. You know, they have a primary control that has a digital control on it, and it literally will tell you how many times they hit the reset button and stuff, and it really wasn't that expensive. I had an oil furnace once that was acting dumb. We couldn't get it to act up. And this thing kept track of everything, let you know what the signal was. It let you know how long it ran, how many times it's been reset. I would recommend maybe throwing that turd on there. But, you know, I always scare the customer and to make sure they're not lying to me. And I'll be like, okay, look, I don't care how many times you hit it, but I need to know the truth, because if I end up trying to get this thing to reset and you've hit it multiple times, it could explode and kill us. So, you know, what do you want to do? And then they'll usually tell you. But if I have any doubt whatsoever and I'm a little bit worried about it, I usually just take a newspaper, little roundup thing, set it on fire, throw it into the pot, and let it burn off anything that's in the pot. Keep the air open. The big inspection port. If it starts, keep that thing open, let it feed air, and stand the hell back, because I've heard of it blowing the barometric control off and blowing it into a wall. So those are all things that you got to take seriously and be careful of. Another reason why I really ain't a big fan of oil, but you know. Anyhow.
You don't say.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I think people are getting bored. They're dropping to 58. That ain't good.
Let's see what else.
My neck needs snapped off. You're like slacking. You're not even paying attention.
There's not a lot of... Yeah, I am. There's not a lot of comments.
We'll wrap the turd up and we'll close it down.
There's not a lot of questions.
They ain't going to talk, and I'm not going to keep going. So...
Did you see what Ray said? DeWalt box light cordless has a 120 volt plug on it. That sounds kind of cool.
Huh? You sort of said Ray. I'm looking at what he's writing, and that ain't happened to be the one you're talking about. So, no, I didn't see it. They got a full-fledged conversation
Ike was
going.
asking if you have used a gimbal for filming.
I haven't tried one, no. I had a generic one that I was supposed to review, and I did a review on it. It was only a two-axis gimbal, and so I didn't like it. The GoPro seems to do fine if I want it really super smooth. Thanks, JD. Have a good night, buddy.
Bye, JD.
I mean, the biggest thing is, you know, just framing your shot and kind of getting it all type thing. Most people want to hear, you know, good audio and, you know, if you got some content that's worth watching, they'll watch it. But, you know, got hit with a 208 capacitor. Wires mounted down the condenser. That sounds fun. Not all bad. Yeah. Yeah, there you go. Unless your kids are there. Ray.
Sir Galahad wants to know if you play golf.
I have clubs. I like playing. I enjoy drinking and running the hell out of the cart and smacking the ball. It's fun. Do I think the EXVs are the future because they need less pressure drop for them? I think everybody's motivated by price. A lot of times I think EXVs are going to continue to get more and more popular as the efficiencies are driven further up. But there's always, I think, going to be mechanical valves out there. I like the EXVs, they're kind of cool. But, you know, they're expensive. Takes a special controller, takes the stepper, you know, the valve and all that. So, I mean, it's definitely a lot more money. Unless they bring the price way down, then maybe so. Because, I mean, you could probably put a little box there at the thing and control it all at the evaporator, depending on whether we're talking commercial or residential. You ain't paying attention at all. You're horrible. What else do we got going on? So I'm going to check the top there, make sure we're not skipping nothing here.
Did you see what Hunter just asked about the EXV?
Yeah, that's what I just
Okay.
answered. One of the guys there was talking about a steam boiler. I think he must have dry fired the thing and it blew up.
Whoopsie.
Yeah, it makes a dent. Do I like the flammable refrigerants? Love it. It's great. There ain't nothing like making a mistake and you need to dump the charge and like get back into it again, but you're like, now I'll have a bunch of a lot of fryers going and stuff. Yeah. If I end up I haven't even checked to see how much footage I've got on it. I went back to that R290 and it turned into a damn disaster. I talked about this last week. And because I knew it's going to take so long to edit things to make it worthwhile to try to tell the story, you know, I ended up realizing it just wasn't feeding through right when I was trying to feed refrigerant into it, which is usually a sure sign they have a restriction of some sort in the metering device. And sure enough, it ended up being the tube broke off when I was pulling it out. And there's all kinds of things I'm going to be looking for now on some of the true. That little tube that came out of the top that I thought was really cool. They shoved that freaking cap tube way, way deep up in there. And when I heated that up to get it to come out, it ended up breaking off and didn't know it. And so the new one slid right in there, got it brazed in, but it restricted my flow quite a bit to the point where it didn't want to feed. And basically I ended up having to take it all back apart. And, you know, it was very frustrating because it took a little longer than what I was hoping for. So there you go. Put it in the link there. That way the bots will read that and they'll flag me as one of those people. Thanks, babe. You're awesome.
I know.
Trying to make some money here. What do we got? Had to clean it. Clean them and put in a big transformer on it. I'd probably have to go backwards to see what that is referenced to. What else do we got? System still running. Was there for the PM? Got it going. Cool, 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 cool. So anyhow.
Hi, Dave. How's it going?
Which Dave? Dave
G.
Cool. Well, let's see here. FC working out. Do you miss your amp probe? The amp probe's sitting in the other pouch. It's there if I want it. It's a good meter. It does all right. I mean, I've survived on the cheap $100 Fluke 600, whatever it is, or the little open clamp thing. It don't have hardly anything on it. I've ran most calls off of that. I mean, honestly, my favorite meter was this little turd right here. That right there is the very first amp probe meter ever out. So I put it up there because they actually brought it back, but that is the true stick meter. Now that was a badass little meter because look how small it is. It's so nice and small. It has an O-ring around it here so the crap doesn't get in it. It had O-rings on the screws in the back so the crap didn't get into it. And guess what? It still works, but the battery's dead. I took the battery out. Then, you know, the little clamp thing, and You can tell this is back in T87 days because I got the 10 wraps on my amp probe here so I can measure heat anticipators. And then the head over there does microamps. So this had voltage and millivolts, had up to 200 microfarads, resistance up to 200,000, and continuity and diode check. So this stupid thing right now would still work fine, and this is from about 1998. I found the freaking receipt for it. That was my favorite. I mean, those new ones they got are so freaking big. I mean, it's like a big old cowbell or something carrying it around. So, yeah, that was my favorite for the longest time.
But everybody could use more cowbell.
Yeah, until you have to carry it in your freaking bag and it takes up all the room. Yeah, the propane thing's not a big deal, man. It's really not that big of a deal. And the ounce restriction's kind of small right now. I mean, you can jam it and cram it. It doesn't hold much. I mean, like that one I was doing was like 4 ounces. So they got a full-fledged conversation going on there. I feel like I'm interrupting them or something. How useful is the Bluetooth on the Fluke meters? I find it to be worthless. They're worse than a Testo's range on their original Testos. It's like you're lucky you can get 20 foot, 30 foot from the stupid thing. So most of the time I can see it. I don't ever use it. So, but it can use it. I think it can do some logging stuff. I never used it. Tiny triplet. Yeah, like I said, the triplet was.
Don't say JD. I thought you went.
Yeah, I thought you were leaving. I'm back.
He's back. His tiny triplet amp clamp.
Oh yeah, I've got the actually that's the amp probe. Yeah, the triplet, man. They used to be great, but they sold out at the end there, and they went to China for their crap, and then I don't know how they are. You know, the last ones I don't think were that good. Yeah, last guy. I've got the 376 FC also. I don't ever use it just because I don't want to get it dirty. They gave me that because I had so many problems with the amp probe and such a nice meter, and because it's like $400 and some, I like don't want to get it dirty. So it sets in the bag. The only time I use it's for reading if I want true good inrush current or if I want frequency through the clamp. I mean, those are the two things that thing shines on. So still made in China. But
Yeah, JD said China.
China. Stick with the Fluke amp probe and Fluke meter. Yeah, I've been happy with the Fluke crap. I mean, it does the job. What do you measure milliamps on? I believe some of the zone stuff, some of the communication boards for the control systems and stuff. I've never really seen it too much, but I've never used the milliamp much. I used a microamp, was mainly for the flame stuff, but there ain't nothing wrong with field piece. I mean, they're getting better and better and better now that they've added some of the filters and stuff on there. Hunter King, what meter do you use? Are you just talking to me? Because I mean, I think we already said I was on mainly the Fluke stuff. Nothing there. So what else do we got? Anything in particular there? Back to 59. Things are sucking. They're sucking pretty bad.
Yeah, well.
They're sucking pretty good.
It happens.
We ain't getting proper vacuum here. How do you check phase rotation? Well, my amp probe one has it, and I have a dedicated phase rotation meter that I bought. I've never showed it, I don't think, in any of my videos. Actually, I did a video on the amp probe when I first got it. It is on some of my hidden videos, because I got 60-some videos that are hidden that were from my first Northwest Ohio HVAC days. So a lot of them had my van in it, and my shirt and name, and they didn't want that, so they're all taken down. I've thought about going through. I've only put up one generator video that I went through and chopped out things that were in there that shouldn't be in there. So, but it was on there, and it also showed the 376 doing its thing too. So how did that cold rail work out? It seemed to work out fine. I ended up just pulling out the probe on that temperature control, which I kind of had a little hard time getting it out, but eventually it slid back up in there, and it then cycled on and off, and I haven't heard them call back in yet. So far as I know, it's working fine. What do you expect for the new party? Any rule changes? Yeah, I'm sure all the freaking EPA crap's going to go full-fledged effect because he's going back into that Paris Accord thing so that we can all go broke and more jobs can leave. So, yeah, it'll be full force. So, play stupid games, you get stupid prizes. So, well, you just really aren't paying attention at all.
Read the next one. He wants to know, why is it on some high-efficiency furnaces they don't vent out the fresh air intake pipe and only the exhaust vent?
Those are hacks. Those are half-assed, lazy installers that don't want to do the job right.
I wasn't done with the question. You figure it would run more efficiently.
Why is it on some high-efficiency furnaces that they don't vent out fresh air?
Fine, you do it.
You don't. You pull it in, air intake pipe, and only the exhaust. Yeah, he's saying that they aren't bringing it from the outside. You're wasting air that's already heated in the house. That's why you want to bring it in from the outside. Usually it's people, I mainly see it when they don't want to drill through a real thick block wall, or there's not a lot of room for the pipes and they try to cut corners. I mean, there's a lot of half-assed people out there that do shitty work. I mean, that's just all there is to it. I can't say that in my videos, but I'll say it right here and right now. So, I mean, there's a lot of lazy-ass people. So that's the facts, unfortunately. Not a lot of pride in my area on install. I mean, you know, certain things there is, but where I came from, no pride at all. I mean, reuse old line sets instead of the new ones. Lucky if they pull a vacuum. If you're lucky, you're into a negative. Using some of the old pipes that are crooked and crappy. I mean, it was a disaster. So, yeah, I don't want to go into that though. It's just it doesn't benefit anybody. We know it's all out there, unfortunately, and it doesn't make you look very good, I don't think. We know it's there. Rick, the side job budget doesn't include a fresh air. Yeah, it could. That could be the case too. I don't hardly do anything, but what little I do, it's done to the best of my ability, and it's done perfect as best as possible because I don't want to have any problems with it. And it's usually for people I know pretty closely. So, you know, I'm big into the 2-stage, 90 plus ECM blower furnace and, you know, at least 14 to 16 SEER AC or heat pump, depending on whether they're propane or natural gas. So, I live tap 483 phase. That's not very good. Check out arc flash. I am a little more respectful of 480 after seeing some of the arc flash crap. It don't look fun. 20,000 degrees, I think it is, when it burns your face off.
That sounds like a delight. Oh, speaking of delights, have you guys seen all those awesome Bernie memes out there? Those are cracking me up everywhere. Just gotta throw that out there.
Yeah, Hunter, my 87 was made in America, and I think the 179 might be made there too, possibly. Because the 179 and the 87 are really close neck and neck. I mean, there's a few things that are missing, but I have the 87. But man, that thing's huge, but it's a pretty badass meter. So, what else? Yeah, I don't know. I think we're done, about kind of made it through all that stuff. Back to 60 again. JB. So, I think we're running out of questions there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, then we will package this turd up and flush it down the drain. I want to thank everybody for coming in tonight. I appreciate it, guys. I thank you for watching the videos and subscribing and clicking the notification buttons and stuff, and for coming in tonight. So if you haven't smacked the like button, if you would, please do so. And we're going to go ahead and wrap it up. And if you got any questions that you didn't ask that you want to know, just go ahead and email me at hvacrsurvival@gmail.com, and I will try to get back with you. I'm pretty quick on most questions, so I try to, unless I'm getting tied down by some craziness or something like that. So that's about it, guys. I appreciate it. Like I said, till next time, we'll catch you guys on the next one.
Bye.
Hit it.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Thanks now. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
I want to see motion, movement. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay?
Bye-bye.
Take care.
Bye-bye.